Welcome back to Song of Six Builders. We have a couple great suggestions I wanted to address before we really hop in here. First of which was the army supply. So we had a pretty rough battle last time, and one of the things that was pointed out by Wilkle was that the amount of supplies that you're giving them here is kind of like the quality of their stuff. So if we had this, they would have like elite level gear. We are just the very bare minimum that we can give them, and that's really all we can afford at the moment. We are going to try to transition over to some metal armor because we're kind of just maxed out on leather, and we're just never going to have enough of it. Whereas metal, we can keep expanding and make that more of a thing. So that is definitely going to be something that we will look to do. We're going to need another workshop, etc., to get started on that. Another great comment I had was fishing tools. The UI for it's up here. We unlocked this forever ago, and then I could not figure out how to actually get it to go. So that is going to be it. So if we go ahead and do a click, is that for all fishing? Yes, it is. Okay. We are sitting on some amount of tools, which takes me a minute to reorient myself when I get back in. 298 tools at the moment. Let's start with just one click, and then we'll look and see what that does to our supply, and then we'll come back to it. I would like to do it on fishing because that is one of our just cornerstone industries. Another one was that we have some extra nobles that we're not using, and we definitely should do that. So we have 2 more promotions, and we have 5 more titles, so we definitely should get those assigned. Right now, we are running 2 sets that are doing fishermen, which makes sense because we have almost 200 employees, so that should be good. Vegetable farmers, I betcha. Yeah, 124 vegetable farmers currently. We should probably go ahead and give him a promotion. Now he should be able to handle... He can do 150. You know, same thing with the fishing. Can I up that again? Okay. That's going to be worth it because I am going to expand my fishing some more. We're almost at 200 already. Okay, so fishing, vegetables. May actually be too much for fishing. That's okay. Masons, we're doing fine at. Carpenters we're not doing so fine at. 50 out of 119. Okay, so let's go ahead and raise up somebody. Eeny, mighty, mo, basically. I don't want to take them away from some other job, though, so we'll pick from the industry itself. And we're just looking for somebody who's relatively young, just so I don't have to fiddle with it too much. 51, 40, 31, 38, 30. Oh, man, this is an old man. Here we are. All right, you elevate. Yes. All right, you are also going to be for carpenters. Okay, next. Probably gonna want the stone. Although, I mean, we have 100 employees here, so probably want the stone. Again, we're just gonna try to find somebody who's relatively young. There we go. And we'll elevate you. Yep. All right, you get to do stone. And we're just gonna immediately grab a second one for now, because I know that we have 100-ish employees. 37, 70, 23. Good enough. Bang. Yes. All right, you are also gonna do stone. Okay, then we have 2 more left. I think we're gonna go down the metal industry. So let's do some smelters. I'm gonna have to bring another smelter online here momentarily, so we will need this. Do a smelter, and I think we'll do smithies because we're gonna do all kinds of different smithy work. 15, perfect. There you go. Go. Okay, so one of you gets to do the iron master smelter, and one of you gets to be the smithy. Okay, there's our promotions. There are our nobles. Finally, Stone Town population and having to travel too far. House icon. Okay, this one actually kind of stumped me a little bit here. So the problem is they're saying that too many people are having to come from up here to work down here. I cannot for the life of me find the overlay. I thought it would just be right here, but that's not the case. It's not workspace. It's not urbanization. It's not homelessness. So it's none of those. From my Google Foo, I tried to okay, you select the building and then the housing button. Well, if I do housing button, it switches over here and I'm not getting a heat map. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong here. But things were telling me to click the list button. List button doesn't do anything. Area, nothing. I believe this is the commute. Clicking it does nothing. Clicking here does nothing. I'm a little stumped on this one. So I'm gonna need a better pointer to where it is. What I'm expecting to see, and I'm pretty sure I bumbled into it at some point, is a heat map like this, where it'll show us, hey, there's not enough shrine coverage over here. Or if we click on the speakers, we can see where there is or isn't enough speaker coverage. Like, hey, we might want some more speakers in this area. But I just, for the life of me, cannot find it. I will just take word for it, and we will go ahead and come in here and do some upgrades. So we would like to... Where is my upgrade button? Do I have an upgrade button? I'm almost certain I do. Repair, suspend, planning, activate, maintenance. Why am I having another moment here? Let's try it. Room upgrade. That's the button I want. Okay, that's fine. All right, so I do see this menu. So maybe this is telling us that these guys are having to go too far. But there's homes right here, so I don't know why they wouldn't move. But either way, we've done some upgrades here, as you can see. So these have been done. Apparently I did that too. Go ahead and do some more of this. And we're out of furniture. Okay, so furniture is kind of my holdup at the moment. Furniture has wood, just needs more. Let's actually get this unpaused. Just needs more work done, essentially. Now, we did turn off one of these, which I don't love. I would like that. What is your problem exactly? Insufficient workforce. Okay, we're just low on people at the moment. We have 158 housing, so that's not a problem. And we are okay to go up to 1,800 people. So we're waiting on people to move in, or we're waiting on children to grow up. I did check. We have 34 children at the moment, and that's just a time factor. Maybe we should go ahead and make some more clutches. I'm not 100% certain on that. Another thing we had some comments on, and just by nature of the beast. So I usually record these in about 3-episode batches. So I think I've addressed it in the previous 2 episodes, but in case I didn't, cloth is what actually enables the service. The opiate makes the service better. So I think we have tried to fix this via getting cloth to my local warehouses where we didn't have any before. If we look here, we don't have fabric, but we should. We come over here. Yeah, we just do not have any cloth at the moment. That's going to be because we are using it up. Yeah, we are significantly behind in weavers. Okay, we need to address that. We are allowing fiber to be stored over here. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't let them store fiber there. And we'll put in some weaving here. I kind of want to save that for more stone, though. We'll need that at some point. could build it here, but that's good farming area, and this is going to be future stone. This stuff needs to get up to my other area, I think. Yeah, I think we just need to get more hauling infrastructure in place. And we will continue to work up here. So I need... Yeah, we didn't really expand the weavers enough. Okay. Alright, we do have fiber. Are you hauling it properly from there? Yeah, we'll give you like 3 people, and we'll see if that helps. Yeah, we'll try that one, see if that works okay. No one's even employed there. Alright, assuming that we can get that to work, which I'm not entirely convinced that I can. Let's put in some more weaving. So we need refining weaver. Alright, it's going to be something along those lines. So we want storage. Small as I can be. There. Looms. Alright, did I size it? Oh. Ugh. Okay. Way different sizes. As a 24-person spot. That's fine by me. Oh, and then we can't fit the auxiliary. Okay. We're gonna need, I think, to make this one wider. I think that's probably the way that we can make that work better. Alright, so when we put loom and loom, we're gonna need... Oh, ouch. Okay, let's do that. Storage. Shrink it down as far as we can. Auxiliary loom. Oh, it was... okay. A little frustrating, but that's alright. A 31... and 19. Okay, that gets us a fully efficient one. That's going to be 24 weavers. Go for it. A little weirdly shaped. I don't know exactly what happened with this guy and why he was the way he was, but there you go. Is what it is. Alright, and again, we're already in the hole for workers, so we're not really going to be able to staff this properly. Hopefully, as we continue to get our I Love the Closed Realm shirts complete, and people can actually pick up clothes, that'll just continue to encourage people to travel here. And we'll be able to continue to increase that. Okay, good, good. Only 1 capacity in our stockade. This was some changes we made last time. Nobody in that one. Fine. Alright, that seems to be working okay on the justice front. Alright, other things. We are out of coal. We are just gonna need more. No two ways about it. So I think we just copy the coal. So we can share that wall. Go. Extend that road. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. That kind of makes me a little worried for our wood income. Let's see, so that's... Yeah, we are not making that much. In fact, we are netting down. We're gonna need some more wood. What does the soil look like over here? Okay, I think I talked about that at one point, that was a possibility. We can get some water over there. It'll be a little bit weird, but sure. 10? Holy moly. Apparently the clay pit That's awkward. That's significantly awkward. Sure, sure. All right, if we're gonna use this, I think we will do the whole area with just like a weirdly awkward water. How are we on pressure over here? We have about 50 pressure. All right, so if we do a canal, I'm gonna try this one in a little bit different style. So if we do this, am I able to woodcutter? And what I want is this essentially. And actually I don't need that road there, so I could even have that space. Okay, that does work. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but it's a way that I can extend. I'm probably gonna need that too. It's a way that I can extend the moisture further. All right, storage. I think we're gonna try to go on this side. Yeah, we'll put it there. An auxiliary. There you go. Construct. All right, we're probably gonna need another pump. Hopefully I'm not maxed out over here. I'm gonna be really sad if I am. I'm not, but we're also not working it properly, so there is that. Okay, hopefully that'll help some. I don't know if that's gonna fix the whole problem. What was this soil like? I mean, it's not the worst. The alluvial's better, but it's not the worst. In fact, well, I can't employ it, it's the problem. I think I will add more forest in this area. That's just going to continuously be a thing, I think. Do I have any... Yeah, this area. Oh no, look at that. I recently chopped that down, it looks like. So I must have been having the same thoughts. Come in here and chop what is currently growing. I mean, I guess we could put in more forest right there. We're already watering it and things are already growing. I'll wait until we have some less employment problems. I want to see this number going up, not down. How are we over here? Net 887. Okay, we are probably overemploying this pretty significantly. Let's bring that down to like 15 on the secondary. Free up some population to work on other things for a little bit at least. Yeah, that's a little more reasonable. We are not running one of our mason shops also. But charcoal, more wood, both of those need to happen. More metal needs to happen. And I want to make another smithy. And this other smithy here is going to work on armor. So we got all kinds of things to work on. All right, tools. How are you holding up? You look fine. You look absolutely fine. So okay, apparently I only need one click of tools. Is that tech have multiple levels, I'm guessing? Or yeah, fishing. Right here. Yeah, level 1 of 4. Yeah. Unlock this tech result 6.4 more workers than the effective. That's still not that much. I don't know. I don't think I'm using my tech very efficiently. I suppose it just kind of is what it is. I thought that was going to be a lot more than that. Yeah, like here, woodcutter tools. If I give them tools, that's 17.83. That does seem like that would be pretty good. It's only 2 innovation. I'm in. All right, woodcutters. Let's see what this does to our tools. So, yeah, it is only the first click, but 17 extra workers, and we're having lumber problems, so probably worth it. I wonder if there are any other industries that would really be worth increasing tools on. Because remember, tools aren't free. This is a lot of backbone behind that. We were exporting some. It looks like the price has fallen to the point that we're not exporting at the moment, but that's okay. Want to keep that industry rolling if we can. What's your problem? You don't have clay. Yeah, I bet you that is a problem, actually. Clay. They all blew up and died. And I am fully in on that one. We're trying to export pots. What does my clay look like? All right, I'll tell you what. We're obviously overproducing those. Let's drop that down. Let's just see if that helps to start with. I think we're also... The problem here is I can put an import depot in all I want. If we don't have any money to get it, then it doesn't matter. I will try. I will try to get some clay in. Also, we're not seeming to increase our numbers here. Where are we at on supplies? Okay, we have 82. I don't know if they've actually used these up or not. Yeah, somebody also was trying to tell me that I needed to give clothes to the army. I don't see that in the UI. We're giving them armor, if that was the actual question. All right, so let's do another create here. All right, you... We're not building Warhammers currently. Those are going to go away sooner or later. So I think we're just going to try to set them up with the same essential gear as what we've got. Something like that. All right, we'll try to make that happen. How many of these train at a time? 10. So this is 40. I kind of want at least one more of these. That gives us 50, which is equivalent to 1 unit of people training at a time. I am running a little bit of a surplus, but we also have several employment buildings that are being constructed, albeit slowly at the moment. Okay, wood cutting's ready. Plenty of moisture. Probably didn't need this. This was probably too much. It's all right. Kind of an interesting feature, I guess. Ah, yes, being insane. Yes, that does remind me of our current project. We are trying to go towards psychology. So we need medicine. And medicine needs knowledge. And knowledge would really like to get leather. Yeah. And we're not producing leather armor anymore. What are we at for access? Are we giving them leather? I'm gonna have to stop giving them leather, I think. I'll tell you what, we'll make up to it. We'll make up for it with some extra cut stone. You know what? Let's even be crazy. We'll give you all the cut stone you want. Let's see what that does to our supplies here. My thought process is I can always make more of that. I can't really do the leather. We're not good at auric farming, which I believe is the leather animal. We don't really want the meat, and we can't afford to import it. So I just think we'll put that towards science rather than something else. All right, one of these is obviously not going to cut it. So, oh man, do I want to do that? I don't really. And of course you don't fit there. I mean, that's okay, I suppose. That weird spot. Okay, let's cut this little mountain thing out. So we would like to dig in the mountain. Just clear that out. Put in some more libraries over here. Okay, those bodies aren't also getting moved. Looks like our pit's actually full. Okay, I have no idea how much they hate being around these pits or whatever. I guess we're just gonna continue some more mass graves over here. Oops. That amount, yes. Yeah, the bodies should disappear at some point. I may need, okay, yeah, we have one down here too. Oh, right. We were working on the wall. I totally forgot about that, if I'm being honest. My bad, dudes. You guys have been working really hard on this. I totally forgot to even look. I just didn't want to spoil myself, you know? I don't know if 2 thick is going to be thick enough. We'll probably make that 4 wide, but for now, I just want it to be a wall. That way they have to at least come in one spot and we can choke point them. Another thing to think about is, do we try to do lizardmen archers? Archers seem to be very good. I think we can also put archers on our walls. So that could be a thing. But we're terrible at it. Another thing we could consider is mounts. Even if we just had a single mounted unit, being able to just ride and flank the archers would be super helpful strategically. All right, yep, you guys get to work on it. I'm actually shocked how well this is done. Curious to me that they're not getting those other spots. They just need to deliver more stone. All right. Guess it's going to town. I like it. I like it quite a lot. Yeah, we'll show that little insect what we think about him raiding us. Yeah, hopefully this will help. Another thing, project we were working on quite hard is getting more opiates. I think we're gonna need more production, but I don't think we can afford to bring in the seed. So I think what we have is what we have for the time being. Hopefully it will just help. How are we doing here? That is quite a lot of dudes. Okay, they were in my prison or in my dungeon at night, not in my stockade. There's a whole bunch of them, I think, just went back out. I think they went back out to the stockades. Suspicious. Okay, we also could do market upgrades. Food stall upgrades. Yeah, let's do that one. I think that's where we were working. So we need to have more pots. Which we do have a whole bunch that we're trying to sell. But I would like them to sell, if I'm being honest. Somebody will come buy some. Because I need to make money somehow. Okay, we're getting a little bit of clay back. We're using it between the pots and the building. We also needed clay for this. Okay, so we're running full bore. How are we doing here? Okay, we should have a net. We'll probably have some built-up demand that it's having to take care of. And you are full employed, right? Yeah. Okay, as cool as it is that you guys are up and running, I need you to make me the armor. I can't because I don't have the technology. Ouch. Okay, well, make me the weapons then. Oh my goodness. Apparently, once we passed like 1,500 people, our accident rate skyrocketed. Think what it's gonna do to our poor insurance. It's gonna be horrible. Alright, well, we have more mass grave room now, so that should be good. Okay, and the militia's training up a storm. Yeah, look at that. We have opiates everywhere. That's a good sign. What I don't like, I still don't think we're getting enough cloth. Yeah, our net is still too low. Ouch. Okay, well, there's not much to do other than just expand that, so we'll just plunk another one in. Okay, I am seeing that we have cotton up there. And we still have cotton that needs to be hauled. Excellent. Alright, what are you doing? Let me give you another worker. What I need him to be doing is taking fiber from here and putting it in storage. I may need to do that. Yeah, let's see if that helps. Shrink the radius. Yeah, that's already helping more. Yeah, get that inside so we don't have any rotting problems or anything, please. Bunch of guys going by with fish for delivery. I like to see that. I like to see that quite a bit, actually. All right, veggies, what are we in? Okay, we just had a harvest not too long ago, so not really a good indication. It claims that we're netting. I'm gonna say I agree. Ditto on the fish. We're out of herbs, so we're probably not actually making... Well, they show that they are? Maybe they're using up the last little bit of herb. Again, something that I would need to grow. Definitely something to be said about the, are they Cretonians? I mean, they're pretty much worthless outside of farming, but if you were gonna do a city that had multiple races, man, it would sure be nice to have somebody who's just really good at farming. The opiate, the cotton, the herbs, the spices would sure be nice. Another to-do on our list is alcohol. I think that is like really on our to-do list, but to do it, we need fruit or we need grain, and we're not good at either one of those. I'd like to import, but we're also poor. So yeah, we're kind of in a catch-22 at the moment. The way out, I believe, is to attack these guys. If these guys were our underlings, we would have 3 more spots that would be neighbors, and we would have a lot more trade. Drought? Oh no. Well, we irrigate everything, so we're not relying on unirrigated stuff, luckily. Okay, we are pumping just fine. We're pumping just fine. Oops, I keep slowing the game down on accident. Yeah, that's looking okay. Food stall. Upgrade, please. Upgrade, please. Yeah, it'll take a while for the ramifications of something like an upgraded service building to make its way through the system, but I definitely think it's going to be worth our time. I'm gonna need more pots, which are very, very slowly trickling in. Okay, I think they did what I needed them to do over here. We can afford the manpower. Really just don't like how that looks, but it is what it is. We'll build some pathways here. I think we're going to add some benches and statues and stuff. Yeah, that'll work okay. I also never see eggs particularly in stock, so if we were going to go more big places, might be worth getting some more globulins, but I don't know. I think we probably need as many, somewhere in the neighborhood of this, and this is making 684, and this is making 100. So we would need like several more of those large ranches, and they're just so bloody big. And that also would imply that I need to bring in more moisture too. So I don't know. That's an awful big ask. Humans are also kind of weird. I think humans are like meat, eggs, bread, and fruit or something. Or maybe it's vegetables. But like, or the mushrooms are hard to do. And the eggs are hard to do. The bread, not so bad. It's like all the things, I suppose. Can't get that field made. Okay, food is looking pretty good, even if the eggs aren't. We are seeing not 0 on our cloth. So once we get this up and running, hopefully that'll take us fully out of our negatives. Yeah, that all together. We are having to travel a decent amount here, but I think that just kind of is what it is on that one. Okay, those haulers are seemingly able to keep up for now. We still have quite a bit of fiber down here. Yeah, tossing all those rocks. Okay, turning up the cut stone usage did obviously increase the amount we were using. I think we are going to try to turn that back on. What are we doing down here? Ooh, getting close. Getting close. Ditto. Alright, now, by my understanding, because this touches the deep water, they're not going to be able to go around it. I hope that's the case and that I don't have to do any weird shenanigans. I gotta remind myself that we actually have a not insignificant amount of people that are being drawn down to this construction site rather than a different job. So maybe that will be better than it looks in the job market. 1,750 people. I mean, that's more than 100 than where we started, so we are growing, just slowly. And we do have quite a lot of clothing. And we are netting high. Okay, let's actually slow that down a little bit. So here, you're a weaver. 50 weavers, perfect. All right, tailor, making clothes. We'll start with 5 less, and we'll see what that does for us. I've only got a handful of people who do not currently have employment. Okay, we are using a little bit more fiber than we're making, but that's okay to me. I need to use up some stockpiles. Unavailable fabric. I don't like that. I also don't like how empty you look. Alright, we're going to increase the workforce there. I don't think there's any two ways about it. Over here with our experimental one, how are you looking? You look better. Not perfect, but better. And I think it's because we're getting these haulers to bring the stuff up here. Another discussion that we were having was, instead of doing that style, using these stations. But look at this. That's as small as a loading station goes. And if I had to build a loading station for every major industry, that wouldn't be too bad. Like, you know, we'd have cut stone here, say. The problem that I would say is, how do you get around the unloading station? I mean, this is as small as it gets. And I believe, unfortunately, they're pairs. So, well, not quite pairs, but you need one unloading station handling one good. It's not like load things from that warehouse and then unload them here. It's load stone from that warehouse and unload them there. So I couldn't even do some sort of like hub system. I just don't think that's viable. If I was gonna do this style, I would use them. I would have them dump here into individual warehouses. So same thing I'm doing, but then I would have a central warehouse that pulls from all the other warehouses into one. And then that warehouse gets pulled to the regional warehouses. I don't know. We're daisy chaining a lot there in a way that I'm not 100% actually works. Waiting for work. There's fish right there, man. Did those get turned off somehow? I feel like you could fetch fish if you were so inclined. I think I just caught a lazy bum. And you also basically have no veggies? What is going on here? You should be set correctly. Alright, where are all these veggies that we claim we have? We claim that we have 1,000. Are they in the individual warehouses? Okay, a good chunk of them are here. That's fine. I mean, I do want them in a place that they can be delivered. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with that. And there are fish making here, so that's a good sign. Okay, we are not making enough cut stone. What are the numbers like now? Okay, we are netting positive with that workshop turned back on. I'm okay with that. I gotta do something that keeps them happy, and if stone is what makes them happy, I guess that's okay. Alright, service one. Okay, good. Yeah, okay, we got the upgrades there. Over here. I do not have the pots I need. Man, do we just stop trying to export them? I mean, we are doing exports. 5 days ago. 16, 113. I guess that's okay. Oops, man, I'm on a escape roll tonight. Okay, we did get our knowledge place up. Let's go ahead and do some little walkways. And let's give you a big old torch. Plop you there, you can cover most of the area. And I'm sure you would like some statues, and we'll do the same thing. We'll build a big old boy here, cover more area. And benches. Expand that paved area. There we go. All right, a little park outside one of the libraries where people can sit outside and read under the shade of a statue. I'm sure they'll absolutely love that. Man, my coal really didn't recover like I thought it was going to by building a whole new spot. Are we cool? Yeah, we're cool as we should be. We're still netting negative. Okay, well, I mean, there's no two ways about it. The problem is, do I cover up some of my gems? It's not that much. How many gems am I gonna actually get, I guess is a question. I need this spot for a warehouse for gems. We don't fit here well. I guess we could go over here. Man, I underestimated the size needed for some industries. Alright, hopefully that one is gonna take us... Yeah, that should take us to net positive. We have one metal armor. Sure, why not? I see. Because we don't have enough people. We do have metal, but again, I think once we full swing that, we're not going to have the metal left over. Yeah, we're just having shortages all around the board. Fabric shortages. Okay, we are making... I think we're making too many clothes. Did I not deal with that? I thought I did. Let's bring that down some more. Having a little surplus of clothes is totally fine. Having a large surplus when we're struggling to keep fiber, well, cloth in, not good. Okay, I do see people running and grabbing supplies. Fish, I do feel, are also going up pretty well. Yep. Okay, veggies are getting used up, but that's fine. They're gonna expire if I didn't use them, so. Okay, we have no herbs, so there's no point in having anyone working here. Why don't we pull those 5 out? When we get some herbs back, then I'll consider it. There isn't a version of that recipe that is herbless, is there? Okay, we lost some employees, so they're not as good as they were. That's fine. Okay, if we had bread, we wouldn't need the herbs. If we had some of the alcohol, we wouldn't need the herbs. I guess we could make pickled vegetables. That wouldn't be horrible. Would have to expand our vegetable farming more, though. Oops, and I'm in that slower motion again. Jumping between multiple games when you have similar but different hotkeys. Okay, and regular stone still seems to be climbing quite well. I think we're going to bring this down even more. I think both of these get to go down some. I don't know what caused that absolute rush on stone, but we seem to have gotten through it. And ditto with the cut stone. We gave out quite a bit. Some's going to be needed for maintenance, but I think the major rush is over for now. But it'll probably increase again, so. And I would love to bring another smelter online, but definitely not until we have that charcoal. He's wood cutting up a storm, totally fine. At least the food seems to be going well. And our justice system seems to have been okay. We seem to have caught up. Hopefully that looks a little full. This one doesn't. Okay, yeah. We seem to have caught up with the amount of justice we needed. Okay, we're not making enough pottery. Do we stop selling it? It's one of my few money makers. As we upgrade, that's just gonna mean I need more and more pottery to keep the maintenance of the upgrades going, so we're kind of committing to using more. We definitely, hang on, I never did set you up. Let's see what this does for us, maybe. All right, I would like to, yeah, for 20 denarii, I would like to import clay. And I wouldn't mind it if you brought a lot, although I can't really afford that much. We're at 14.5k. Some amount of clay. Yeah, I love how the houses actually get more and more decorated based on you actually allowing them stuff to decorate it. So we've made all kinds of stuff in there. We still have crappy beds, and that's probably the leather that I'm not supplying them. But it looks like we have maybe like a hearth and some tables and a little torch area. It's not the worst. You can see the staircase down to the basement. Okay, we should be netting cut stone, despite the fact that we're not currently storing any. It should recuperate. If I have to, we could lower the amount we're giving them access to. Maybe that might be for the best. So we tried to give them the full amount, and we just can't quite afford it. Oh, you guys. Bring that down by 1, and we'll see if, let that play for a bit and see if that helps alleviate the problem. No opiate overage though, so we are using it all up. We have 41 sick people. Would you please go to the hospital, friend? Okay, yeah, look at that. So this is working. Got 7 people in there, all getting treated. Does that mean we're actually getting cloth down here? We'd like some, but the answer is no. We are going through a lot of our supplies really quickly. Also, we still only have 1 metal armor. Like, what are you guys doing over here? You're not set to metal armor because I need to research it. Yeah. Okay, we need 2 more knowledge to be able to do medicine. I thought we were going to get enough, but if I have to guess, we probably don't have enough leather. Yeah, that's the case. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about that. I can't really afford to import it. I suppose we just build another library? Yeah, I'm not certain on that in front. And we need some more knowledge so that we can get the health care. Or no, so we can get the medicine. And we need a ton of knowledge for psychology. I don't think that's going to be viable. Now that I'm looking at that, 60 more knowledge. I don't foresee that happening. How much are you providing me? Okay, so this number is not the individual places. That does make it a little harder to suss out how much one of these is giving me. Not enough, I can say that much at least. Finish the chop. Are we good on that? We are. Okay, our new woodcutter did make the difference there. chop these. It can be nice to have a few trees that are just, you know, kind of emergencies. Okay, I like it. And I like it. Okay, excellent. We at least have the wall in. Hopefully, if we do have to suffer an attack, that'll help us have a choke point that will make us a little bit safer. Also, our tools are doing just fine. Do I need a tech? Okay, you don't use tools. Got it. Carpenter tools. We're doing okay on the carpentry, though. I'm not feeling too big of a crunch there. What about weavers? I have the fiber, but we're not getting enough weaving done. And we are keeping it stockpiled up here, so I do like that. We don't have the option, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Weavers. Okay, not military. Crops. Farming tools does not seem to have a lot of payoff. Or different farming tools. 7.2? No. No. Okay, refining. Okay, basic refining. 1.5 per tech point. That just ain't it, man. It just ain't it. 6.3. I mean, a bunch of that is useful, but just not, because we have to produce the science. It's just not worth our time. Wood cutting, 13.5. See, that's not so bad. 15.8. Was it you? Who here gave me the full plate armor? 30 knowledge. We're not even close. Man, what are we gonna do for armor? We don't have enough leather. The leather we do have is barely keeping our knowledge going. We're already kind of maxing out efficient hunting. I mean, we could add more, but there's a diminishing returns there pretty strongly. I need another moneymaker, and more than a moneymaker, I just need to get on that global market. I think that's what's killing us. You. Is there a way I could figure out how many warriors you have? It's a question mark. And man, if we conquered this and he could give us some of that stuff he's growing, oh, that would be so good. That would help an absolute ton. If we could get the opiate and the herbs and, I don't know, the fruit, we could make the grain, we could make the alcohol. That would probably be my route. And then more than that, though, just the availability of that opening up new trade partners. I wish that was not a question mark. I think we're gonna have some more stuff unlock as we go up here. We're gonna get some consulates or something unlocked. I don't know where it shows that, but we get something where we can have somebody work the building for like diplomacy points, and I think that's where that's going to get better. Yeah, administration. Administrators boost your whole city. The amount of boost. Oh, that's not it. Maybe that's not it. Oh, maybe we already have embassies. Needs paper and optionally needs cloth. Am I able... Paper making. I do have the things that we need for that. Just not the tech. Okay, I'm interested. Five innovation for paper making. All right, you know what? I'm in. Even if we don't need to use it, we could sell some paper. Okay, but paper would want to be near wood. Wood is down here. Man, I am just out of room here, aren't I? I'm so out of room. Alright, I'm gonna assume 2 plus a whittle plus block, 2 more. Alright, let's just do this, I suppose. I have literally no idea how big it needs to be. Storage, as always. Tiny. Workbench. What does a paper workbench go up to? Two more. So not small necessarily. Okay, there and there. And then the annoying supports. An auxiliary station. Okay, I don't actually think we need to be this wide, but I also don't want people cutting through here necessarily. So I think I'm just gonna leave it. Well, no, I'm not just gonna leave it. All right, take that out. Shrink. Okay, so if we shrink by 2, I don't think I need the supports. There we go. I don't love this. I think we're gonna shrink that too. So take those out. I want just some extra wall. Is it you? I don't think it's you. Why am I having this? I do not love this menu. This is just apparently not how my brain works. I don't want to shrink room. I'm already expanding it. Doorway. Doorways are going to go there, and I'm not sure. Workbench. Can't fit you there because of that. Workbench. Storage. Auxiliary bench. Oh no! Okay, boink, boink, boink. I think it's because I tried to do a little too much storage. Alright, if we drop that down one more. There it is. Alright, build that. No, it says I need doors. Pff, imagine needing doors. Alright, but that isn't everything. I wanted one more piece of wall here. Oh, I'm just totally doing that in my other game too. Why am I blanking on that so hard? Whatever. Whatever, you guys can just annoy me for the moment. I'll see if I can block it with a statue or something. Alright, if I click you and refurbish. It's not what I want. I want just a square of wall sticking out. I was definitely doing that before. Because I was using that in cities that didn't, I think that's actually doing what I want to do. Buildings I didn't want to be square. I'm just gonna have to come back to that later. I'm gonna want to probably seal that though. That's gonna cause traffic jams. I guess we also could build a building on the other side. Feels like we should just have the ability to do that. Make rectangular, make diagonal. None of those are what I really am looking for at the moment. Also, how can I be cut stone and have that high and yet not have any stored? We are back to full Bob. Allegedly. Okay, well that stinks. I'm gonna bring that down another click for now. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm having too many crunches at once. That's not a good feeling. Food's doing okay though, so that's something. Did we ever get... Okay, we did get that one up and running. We are running a net of coal, finally. Okay, with that paper making... Surprised we don't need paper for the library. Okay, trains emissaries who will be sent on missions to foreign lands. Knickknacks, carpets, and workstations. Don't want to use up this space. I think I'm reserving that for masonry. I think I'm reserving this for some more services. Okay, maybe we put it here and then we just have a side door that lets them in. That would kind of block off the through traffic, I think. Okay, so if we did... Again, I have no idea how big this needs to be. Oh, yeah, if we shrink you... I would love to not have to put support. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not, though. And I also don't know how many emissaries we need. That would be 5? 5's good, right? Just try that. And we got some knickknacks. Okay, I think we're going to shrink the front of this. We want doors, but one there, and we'll one there. Okay, well, this is a 5-employee embassy. I've never done embassy stuff before, so I have no idea if this is big or small. Not a clue. Go for it. We'll see. But even just getting a little bit of that, I think, will be worthwhile. Get some decorations. Yeah, we're gonna put a statue on each side of the door. Oh my goodness, and we are way over time. I'm just getting too engrossed here. Okay, so a couple outstanding questions. The heat map for employment walk distance. Be very specific, apparently, because I clicked around for a good half an hour and I could not find that thing. Beyond that, we still need to increase other things. I'm concerned that we're not stockpiling fabric. Hopefully now we're going to start seeing at least a little bit of cut stone come through. Pottery also is not keeping up. I need to be making at least a little bit of surplus. Now, some of that's getting sold, so maybe I just need to knock that off, but we also need a little bit of money to try to import a few things, so I don't know. I'm at an awkward spot where I'm just not sure what we can do, and I have to do something efficient because we just don't have tons of employees to throw at anything. So I need to choose wisely, as it was. But we will have to do that next time, builders. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to leave a like on it. If you're not subscribed, I hope I've earned your subscription. I'd love to have you back. If you want to support the channel, as always, you can leave a super thanks here, join me live for a super chat, check out the channel memberships or the Patreon linked in the channel info. Either way, I will see you in the next one. This has been Song of 6. You've been cool. I'll see you there. Babble out.